السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. There's an ayah that's coming up in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يسألونك عن الخمر والميسر قل فيهما إثم كبير ومنافع للناس وإثمهما أكبر من نفعهما. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, they ask you, O Prophet, about intoxicants and gambling. Say, there is great evil in both, as well as some benefit for people. But the evil outweighs the benefit. My dear brothers and sisters, one of the most harmful and insidious evils of our time is alcohol and substance abuse. And you will not, maybe if you have not been exposed to it, you may be like, nah, this is not a problem in our community. This is a problem in our community as well. And may Allah protect us all, but if this problem comes in a family, if someone becomes a substance abuser, whether it's alcohol or some other forms of drug, it not only destroys the person themselves, but it eats up the entire family and the social network that they have. It is burdensome on everyone. And thus Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, is there any good in this? Yes, there may be, there is. But the evil that is in it is far greater. And that's why Islam teaches us that this is something that we should cut it out. But subhanAllah, the wisdom of Allah is that when people were used to drinking, this was the initial command, which was not a command at all, but a recommendation, a warning that intoxicants are not good for you. You should try to cut them out. But there's no command yet. The next command that came later on was that you should not come to salah while you are intoxicated. So it will limit the time that they are drinking. And then the third command that came was to completely cut out. Now, let's talk about our situation, relevant issues in our time. Countless deaths in America on the highways, domestic violence, domestic abuse, and life-threatening diseases are caused as a result of alcohol and drugs of different types. More people die from substance abuse than from violent crimes. More people die from substance abuse, meaning they are drinking alcohol too much. And of course, we'll talk about too much. What is too much? And they are addicted to drugs, and now it's basically getting out of hand, where they're now starting to become violent. So more people die from substance abuse related crimes than actual non-substance abuse crime, meaning most people in their normal self, they don't go and commit crimes. But when a person is involved with drugs, then that is something that really changes even the way their brain works. In the time of the Prophet ﷺ, alcohol was only available, or intoxication was available in a liquid form, which is basically wine of types. But later on, we saw the introduction of opium, hashish, and other types of narcotics. Now you have fentanyl, you have all sorts of stuff out there, which is some very, very, very evil, bad stuff out there. If you go on YouTube and you look at cops being exposed to lethal doses of fentanyl, that sometimes a cop is inspecting a car and they open up a bag which is laced with fentanyl, and just a slight little whiff of it, it knocks the person out. They have to give them multiple doses of Narcan in order to revive them, otherwise this person is dead. And this is just a person who is inspecting a bag. He has gloves on, he's staying away, he's not trying to smoke it. And that's why those who are smoking, those who are doing some sorts of drugs, when those drugs are laced with these type of stuff, there are so many overdoses that happen because they are too strong. But people are, the bad people out there, they're putting that bad stuff. I mean, there's bad drugs, and then you put even worse on top of that, and then you give it to the people. My dear brothers and sisters, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the final command of intoxication being prohibited, the streets of Medina flowed with alcohol. But again, inshallah, all of us know that alcohol is bad and we need to stay away from it. We're not going to dwell on that part. What I want to talk about is, number one, the Prophet ﷺ said that whatever is intoxicating in large amounts is also intoxicating in small amounts. Some people have this idea that I'm not drinking a lot, I'm just doing a little bit. The thing is that shaitan, we just talked about it, وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا خُطُوَاتِ الشَّيْطَانِ. Don't follow the footsteps of shaitan. Shaitan will not tell you go and drink if you're not a person who drinks. He's not going to tell you go and do drugs. First, you're going to start hanging out with people who do it. You will become okay with the smell of it. You will become okay with needles lying around. The next thing is like, hey, why don't you give it a try? And it gets worse and worse from there, because shaitan has been trying these techniques from a long time. So, my dear brothers and sisters, our Prophet ﷺ, he cursed 10 people in connection to wine. 10 people with connection to wine. He says, number one, the one who squeezes the grapes in order to get the juice out of it, in order to make wine. So he's not doing anything about wine, he's just squeezing grapes. He says this person is cursed, because what he's doing is going to lead to alcohol. He says the one who has it pressed, the one who brings him the grapes, he says, hey, can you squeeze it for me? The one who drinks it, the one who transports it, the one to whom it is conveyed to. So for example, if someone is ordering it, hey, bring me a box. The one who serves it, the one who sells it, the one who benefits from the price paid for it, the one who buys it, and the one for whom it is bought. All 10 of these people are cursed by the Prophet ﷺ, because it is something, it's a door that you are opening, which is an evil door, and it's going to affect the people negatively. So now, that was my 7-minute alarm. So very quickly, how can we avoid falling into this? So why do people start drinking in the first place? There are some things which cause people that they're looking for a solution to a problem. What are these problems? Number one is stress. They are stressed out in life. Maybe because of a family situation, maybe because of work situation, something there which is causing them stress. Emotional distress. They are hurt by something. They're sad about something. Environmental cues, like people around them doing it. Also, people who are still in bad relationships, relationship troubles, it causes a person to feel so much pain to say, hey, I need something to numb my pain. And also job or financial problems. Now, why is it important for us to know these? If you are someone who is going through these, there are healthy ways of tackling these problems, as opposed to going into drugs and alcohol in order to numb the pain. Because that is not a problem, that is solving one poison with a greater poison, which will lead you to even greater poisons. So one of the things that we should all do is to practice healthy living. Number one is try to be an active person, because when you are not moving around, actually your body has a negative impact of that with your emotions, not getting out into the sun, not getting out fresh air. It will actually make you more and more depressed. So it's good to get out. If you have nowhere to go, come to the masjid for salah. Also, making time for recreational activities and hobbies. Make time for having fun. Go out with your family, go to the park, go out with friends, have some fun. If you're always working, and always at home, you're just coming home to sleep, just taking care of business, your stress levels are going to rise, because we're not able to continue to handle stress non-stop for a long period of time. Eat regular and well-balanced meals, because what we eat also has an impact, and there are some stuff in there that if you're eating something too much, it may be causing a certain problem within us. Also, get very good amount of sleep. Sleep, by the way, is one of the most common reasons for the onset of mental illness. Lack of sleep, if you're not sleeping enough. So try to understand how much sleep your body needs and try to give your body what it is asking for. And also practice strategies to relax yourself. When you get stressed, find a way. Go to speak to a friend. Go get out some fresh air. Whatever it is, learn what you need to learn. If you don't know anything, come and talk to me, inshallah, and we can talk about how we can help manage stress. I'm not a mental health expert. I'm not an addiction specialist, but inshallah, maybe I can connect you with someone. I can share with you some wisdom that I may have, and we also have a force